This is the Qtron Plus from Electro Harmonics. It's an envelope filter pedal with the added, as per usual, I try to find added functionality. It has an effect send and return, which can be used to impact whatever you put in the effects loop can impact the way the pedal sounds. I've tried it with a delay and other stuff, but it's there. Seldom use it, but it's there anyways. There are several iterations of the Qtron. The Plus is one of them. There are a couple of others. This was on sale, and the inspiration is of course from old funk records and songs, but in a live setting I heard it from Magnum Coltrane Price in Nils Lundgren Funk Unit, which uses it on his bass. But I really dig the sound he got from using a Qtron pedal or an envelope filter pedal. So when this came up and I saw it on sale, I had to have it. It's sensitive to your guitar, so if you have a low output guitar, you need to boost some of the settings, mostly gain and boost of course. Depending on taste, and the different modes are low pass, band pass, high pass, and a mix of all. So, and if you're switching guitar through your set, you need to take note on that, because it can be a bit overpowering if you switch to a high output guitar. And this one I use instead of the wah-wah pedal. And for certain songs where I do the rhythm guitar or something like that, need to spice it up a bit and funkify it. This is a favorite of mine. It runs on 24 volts, so you need to be a bit finicky with your power supply for your pedal board. I have a solution for that, so I use this with my Shocks power supply. You can bridge the output of the power supply, so you get 24 volts. So that's the way I'm using this one. It has a sweep button. What that does is, if I remember correctly, is if you have it in either position, one of the positions is that it starts sort of closed, and when you hit the strings it opens up, sort of when you push down on a wah-wah pedal. The other way around is that it starts off open, and when you strike the strings with a high signal, it sort of closes. The latter one is not something I'm usually been using. It's more of when I strike the strings, I want it to open up. That's the way, for me at least, to get the funky sound. It's always on my pedal board, depending on style and of course. Most often use this instead of a wah-wah pedal. A really good pedal. Can recommend. This is the Pitch Fork by Electro Harmonics. It gives me the option to fatten up my sound or transpose the pitch I'm currently having to something else. It has a 3-octave range, up or down. I can also do it in incremental from D, which is a D tune. It gets a bit of a chorusy sound, and I can change it to minor second, major third, perfect fourth, perfect fifth, major sixth, minor seventh, and an octave, 2 or 3. I can have it in a dual setting, which gives me whatever I'm choosing here. Let's say an octave. In the dual setting, I have 1 octave above and one octave below my current pitch. And with the blend button, I choose the amount of transposed signal I want to add to my output signal from the pedal. It has a latch function, so with that engaged, the on-off button is on when pressed and hold. That's when the pedal is engaged, but as soon as I release it, it's off and bypassed. but usually I have it in the regular fashion where I need to push it once to engage it and push it again to disengage it. I usually try to have added functions on the pedals I buy. And in this case, there's the option to have an expression pedal in, which the shift button otherwise does. But also the latching function is nice. And the possibility to have 3 different modes or settings. And there are other pedals like this one, but I think this is a very versatile one. Usually I don't have it in a full-blown transposed setting. I usually just blend it in somewhat, so it just slightly gives me most often a more fatter sound with a octave below. I could do the Thin Lizzy thing with the perfect fifth or something like that, but seldom do, but it's possible. I like this one. Usually I have it on my pedal board, and it's a neat thing to have in your arsenal. The Pitch Fork from Electro Harmonics. Neat thing with this one is that it has 6 different tremolo settings accessible through the top button here. You press on the button to switch between the different. There's a row of LEDs in the middle. Green corresponds to the left part of the tremolo. So you scroll down by clicking multiple times down to the one tremolo setting you would like to have. Another neat thing is that you're able to use it in stereo, mono, and you can also use expression pedal, a tap tempo, which I'm using because I would like the trem to correspond to the beat of the song I'm playing, most often, at least. I usually use this as a way of coloring my overall sound, together with a wet-dry setting I'm currently using. This goes into the wet part, into a reverb, or a delay also in that same chain, but before the delay and the reverb. It's a very handy tool. One thing that has gone fairly popular in recent days is the harmonic tremolo setting. I see that on several other products, pedals and amps, that they have a harmonic tremolo. This one has 6 to choose from, and most often I wind up at the harmonic setting. If you just wanted to color your sound slightly, you can turn down the depth setting. The top button here is the gain setting. When this tremolo is engaged, you have a fairly low level of volume. You can always gain it up a bit, which is a neat function. Of course, the speed, which I'm setting through the tap tempo pedal. Overall, a must-have on my board. I really love this one. It's off and on, seldom off. In certain settings, it provides a better overall landscape of the band. So it's just not yet another guitar. With this, I can provide a more lush sound coming out from my guitar. I really love this pedal, and I do recommend it.